Hi guys, this is Ms. Mastin with your next Sunday school lesson. We've been talking about faith. Last week we talked about having this show of your faith. So your faith should show up in many ways. Remember we talked about showing your faith, showing your problem that your faith is bigger than your problem. That means no matter what you come against, you will be strong because God has already told you that He's going to help you through it. The next thing you would do is show that your faith will show your response. So that way, no matter what happens to you, you know that God is there and you're going to stay calm. You won't be afraid because you know God is always with you. And then thirdly, you're going to show that your faith has power. So we already know that if we show all these things and do what God asks us, then He will show up and take care of the problem. So that was last week's lesson that we learned about our faith. This week's lesson, we're going to learn about blind Bartimaeus. You've heard this story before. We're going to be talking about blind faith. And if you don't remember, blind Bartimaeus was a man that was blind, of course. And he sat outside of the city because he was so lame they would not let him go into the city. He wasn't lame as in, we don't like him. He was lame as because he was handicapped. They would not let him come into the city. So in order to get his food, he had to sit out on the side of the road and beg for money and food to feed himself. So one day, blind Bartimaeus heard some people talking, and they said, Jesus is coming by. I can't wait to see Jesus. He's coming to town. I'm going to be here to see Jesus when he comes to town. Blind Bartimaeus thought, if anybody can heal me, Jesus can heal me. But they didn't let blind Bartimaeus talk to people because they thought he was lame, right? So when Jesus came, now just remember, Jesus didn't come by himself. He had a whole bunch of people with him. So it was like 5,000 people all around Jesus. So he already couldn't see, and now he couldn't hear Jesus because he was in a crowd of people. But as he heard the crowd of people approach, he started to yell out, Jesus, save me. Jesus, help me. Jesus, help me. And they said, man, move out the way. Jesus ain't got time for that. He got bigger stuff to do. The blind Bartimaeus said, Jesus, Jesus. He just kept calling his name. And out of all those people, Jesus heard blind Bartimaeus. Jesus said, whoever that is that's calling out my name, please bring him to me. So they had to reach out and like, who said his name? Because they didn't know who was it? Who was it? Who was it? They kept passing it through all 5,000 of those people. Finally, they got to the edge of the crowd and they found out it was the lame, blind Bartimaeus on the side of the road. They picked him up and they helped walk him to Jesus. Jesus said, why do you call my name, sir? Who do you think I am? He said, blind Bartimaeus said, you are the son of David, which is the son of God. And you can heal anybody. I've heard about you heal people far and wide. And I know if I believe in you and believe in what you do, you will heal me. That's what blind Bartimaeus told Jesus. Jesus said, well, what do you think I should do? What do you need from me? He said, Lord, I just want my eyesight back. And Jesus paused and said, go away from me. Your faith have made you whole. And as soon as blind Bartimaeus turned around, he could see out his eyes. Jesus decided to do that for him because he believed that no matter what happened in his life, that Jesus would take care of him and Jesus could heal him. He may have doubted him at some time, but his faith in God showed when he just kept calling out his name and calling out his name and saying, you are the Son of God. You are the Son of God. He said, you can heal me. I know you can heal me. That's what we have, blind faith. That's what God wants us to have. No matter what goes on around you, always remember God has our back. And with a little bit of faith, just a little bit, God will make all our dreams come true. So in order to do this, you have to remember, we have to listen to see what God has to say for us. And once he tells us what he wants us to do, then we must hurry up and do what he told us to do. Once you do these two things, then God will heal you. Those are the 3 steps you need for blind faith. You must hear from God. You must hurry and do what he asks, and then he will heal you. Just a little bit of faith, just to know that God will take care of you, shall help us all through this troubling time. Remember, Miss Mastin said that if we have blind faith and believe in God, that no matter what goes on around you, he will, if we hear from him and hurry and do what he asks, he will heal us. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you next week. Remember to work on your blind faith. No matter what goes on around you, remember God always have you in his heart, and he always have your plan in his mind. I love you guys. See you later. Bye.